Researchers and PhD students, would you like to publish 3 or more papers in Q1 Scopus Index journals every single year so that you can advance your academic career, make real impact with your research, and become the go-to authority in your field? Well, the bad news is that Q1 Scopus Index journals reject between 70 and 90% of all submitted papers. But the good news is that in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can publish multiple papers every single year in high-impact journals without rejections. In fact, the publishing and writing process will feel smooth and enjoyable, like it did for Lisette. So in less than 20 minutes, I'm going to show you the real reason why 70 to 90% of submitted papers get rejected by Q1 Scopus Index journals. I'm also going to show you a simple system to submit your next paper in just a few weeks rather than months and get raving reviews from journals. And you'll also learn the key to publishing more papers while actually working less that no one talks about. So if you're determined to publish 3 or more papers in Q1 Scopus Index journals in the next 12 months, please do me a favor. Put away your phone, close social media and other irrelevant tabs. While they might be fun, they're not really going to show you how to publish in high-impact journals, but this training will. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to give you access to my exclusive research paper blueprint that we've tested with over 400 PhD students and researchers at Academic English Now, helping them to publish research papers in top journals. And normally we only share it with our clients, but as a thank you for watching the entire video, I will show you how you can get that blueprint for free. But before I do that, who on earth are you and what do you know about publishing papers in Q1 Scopus Index journals? Well, my name is Marek and I did my PhD in 3 years with 3 published papers at the University of York. I've also regularly published papers in top journals in my own field, teaching English. Like this paper, which was published in one of the top 10 journals in language and linguistics out of 1,088 journals. And my papers overall have got 504 citations in under 5 years, while according to the journal Nature, 70% of published papers get cited fewer than 9 times, and 50% of papers never get cited at all, like never ever. And that's even though for the last 4 years I haven't even worked in academia full time. Because in the last 3 years I've worked with 835 PhD students and researchers at Academic English Now, helping them publish papers to the point where in the last 10 months our clients have published papers every 2 weeks. Like these ones. So applying these strategies that I'm about to show you in the next 20 minutes will not only allow you to publish regularly in top Scopus Index journals, but they will also allow you to become an authority in your field, advance your academic career, and make a real impact with your research, all while working with less and enjoying the publishing journey. Like these people. To many researchers and PhD students, the whole publishing process seems rather unpredictable. You submit your paper to Q1 Scopus Index journals and on average 8 out of 10 of those papers will be rejected. But you don't know exactly why, so you try and submit to another journal and then another journal, wasting months and months of your time and feeling increasingly frustrated. So why do 80% of papers submitted to Q1 journals actually get rejected? This actually does not have much to do with the way the paper is written and structured, although we'll get to that in a second. It's also not because journal reviewers are mean to you or hate your research ideas. Let's take this paper as an example. It got published in one of the top 10 journals in language and linguistics out of 1,088 journals. And the reviews it got were frankly raving. The funny thing is that the whole study is very, very, very simple. I mean, a 5-year-old could probably do it. But there's one thing that made publishing this paper feel like cheating. And it's got everything to do with lemmings. You see, every 3 years or so, there's a massive lemming population boom. So to find greener pastures, a large group of lemmings will typically set off in a new direction. And all the lemmings in that group will just follow the crowd, even if it means drowning in a river or falling off the cliff. And it's very similar in the research world. Every few years, a researcher will come up with a truly innovative idea. And just like lemmings, many other scientists will start flocking to that truly innovative idea. And before you know it, everyone is following the crowd and publishing papers on a very similar idea. And just like lemmings, many of these papers will die a very fast death and be rejected from Q1's Scopus Index journal. This was also Pratik's problem, who's one of our clients. His previous papers had been rejected 4 times from one of the top journals in his field called Energy in Buildings. But when he applied this principle that I'm about to teach you, his last paper got published there practically with no corrections and no revisions whatsoever, and with raving reviews. How? Well, you need to find topics that are so novel that nobody else in your field actually sees. This is what allowed me to publish my very first ever paper in the very first year of my PhD that now has 135 citations, when according to Nature, 50% of all papers are never cited at all, like never. So how do you find those truly novel topics that make publishing papers in top journals feel like cheating? The obvious thing is the research gap, but it's so obvious and so basic that every single researcher and PhD student will be doing it. So a much better way is to look outside of your discipline. And let me give you an example to illustrate how powerful this is. Tu Youyou is a scientist from China who discovered a drug to treat malaria that would save 200 million lives and get her the Nobel Prize. How? In 1969, over 240,000 components had already been tested to treat malaria, and none of them had worked. But rather than follow the research lemmings, Tu Youyou decided to do something different. She studied ancient Chinese medicine. And to cut the long story short, in a text from 400 AD, she found a reference to something called wormwood, which was used back then to treat intermittent fevers, one of the symptoms of malaria. So she decided to use that, and the component that they extracted and discovered, artemisinin, has now been used to produce drugs and treat over 200 million people. And then Tu Youyou got the Nobel Prize. And the same process has also worked for my clients, allowing them to publish regularly in Q1 journals, like these people. Now you've got a great topic, you're probably thinking that writing the paper will take months because you get stuck staring at a blank screen, you end up rewriting the same paragraph over and over again, trying to make it perfect, and then your supervisors or the journal reviewers still destroy your paper. So you have to start from the beginning, wasting months and months and feeling increasingly frustrated. But writing a paper doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to take months. In fact, it can be done in weeks, even if you're a busy researcher or a PhD student. Like Hannah, who not only wrote, but actually did from scratch her entire systematic literature review in just 42 days, even though she had had no clue whatsoever how to do a systematic literature review. You see, the problem with most PhD students and researchers when it comes to writing papers is that you treat each paper as if it was an entirely new text that needs to be written completely from scratch. Well, because it is, Marek. What are you talking about? Let me illustrate. For most PhD students and researchers, writing a new paper is like going to an entirely new city on a new trip. All the sites are new, the street names unfamiliar, you don't know where you're going, you don't understand the language that local people speak so that you can ask for directions. It might be fun and enriching, but it's also very, very slow. Instead, the way our clients write and submit papers in just a matter of weeks is treating each paper as if it was a trip to a familiar neighborhood. You might still check out some new spots, but you know every single street corners, you know all the landmarks and all the best places to go to. You speak the language like the locals do. So the trip is still fun, but it's much, much faster as well. And writing a paper needs to be like that second trip, a trip to a familiar neighborhood. When it is, you can write and submit your paper in just a few weeks, like Lara Corona, who did that in just 4 weeks. In order for this to happen though, you need to develop a proven template, like this one. Think of it as a map. It basically needs 2 key elements. It should first have the exact structure that you're going to follow when writing the paper. This is like the roads and main landmarks in the city. It also needs to show you exactly what to do in each section and how to do this and for how long. Second, you also need the exact language that published researchers use in each and every single part of the paper. This allows you to speak the local language so well that even the locals will be blown away. Once you have both of these things, you can write and submit your paper very, very quickly and get raving reviews on it, like some of our clients. By the way, don't forget that if you stay until the end of this video, I'll show you how you can get this template completely for free so that you can write your next paper and submit it to a really good journal much, much faster. Okay, but now I can hear you say, look, Marek, I don't have time right now to write these papers. I need to wait until I've read all the literature, gathered my data, analyzed it, until the teaching semester is over, until I simply have more time. So now the two options, if you really want to publish papers regularly in Q1 Scopus Index journals, which I'm assuming you do, the only two options seem to be, number one, postpone writing these papers until you have more time, which usually never happens, or option two, start working 50 or 60 hours every single week, weekends, evenings, to actually write these papers, which is a very fast way to feel frustrated, overworked, and burned out, which happens to 47% of researchers. But what if I told you that there's actually a third option, and that option allows you to publish more papers in better journals while actually working less? Like Lisette, for example. She's published 3 papers in just over a year, has 4 more under review, and is working on 4 more papers. Yet, she never takes work home. She feels at ease, happy, and relaxed. But she's a pediatric surgeon, a mother, a university lecturer, a PhD student, a triathlete. So how does Lisette do all this without working 60 or more hours every single week and feeling overwhelmed and stressed? You see, research shows that knowledge workers such as PhD students and researchers only do real work for just 2.3 hours every single day. And on average, you get interrupted 20 times every day. And to get back to focus after each interruption, it takes on average 20 minutes. No wonder that writing papers becomes this month-long strenuous task that you never really find time for. So instead, what Lisette and many of our other successful clients do is simply work less. But how? By eliminating bit by bit all the tasks that currently block your schedule and aren't relevant to the pursuit of your number one priority, which I'm assuming is writing and publishing papers in Q1 Scopus Index journals. So think endless meetings, emails, side projects, reviewing papers for journals. And if these can't be truly eliminated, most of them can. But if you think they can't be just right now, you need to minimize them to the absolute minimum. This allows you to focus on the few things that are truly important and move the boat forward towards the accomplishment of your number one priority. Like Lena Source Emilson. She's a tenured professor. And because of her busy schedule, she's really struggled to find time to write papers. But now she's been on a real streak of writing every single day, with no interruptions. By eliminating some tasks from her schedule, she found quiet time in the morning that allows her to write papers every day with no interruptions, do what she loves, and enjoy the whole process. And this hasn't just worked for Lisette and Lena, it's worked for countless of our clients too. So at this stage, you might be wondering, so how do I actually pull it off in the fastest and most efficient way possible so that I can publish 3 or more papers in Q1 Scopus Index journals every year to become an authority in my field, make real impact with my research, and advance my academic career without working 60 or more hours every single week and killing myself? Well, there are 2 options. The first one, there's the long and slow way. It involves lots of trial and error, watching endless YouTube videos, paying thousands of dollars for proofreading, taking free academic writing courses that don't actually teach you how to publish papers in Q1 Scopus Index journals. It also involves making every single possible mistake on the planet, growing frustrated, tired, and feeling overwhelmed. Or there's the second way, following a proven system. Can I show you what that proven system looks like? I'll assume you said yes. I've called it the published researcher system. It helps you to regularly publish papers in top journals while actually working less and enjoying the whole process. It does this with three things. Number one, by giving you proven processes, systems, and templates. Systems and processes that you can use for submitting a review paper, experimental paper, to enhance your productivity, find high impact topics, use AI ethically to speed up the writing process, to tell a coherent story, use high impact language to really highlight the novelty of your topic. And then the second part is ongoing expert feedback and guidance. Number three will keep you on track, focused, and motivated. And here are just some of the results that our clients have got while following these systems, feedback, and guidance. So at this stage, if you're already like, this is exactly what I need to publish more papers in better journals, then hit the button below to schedule your free one-to-one consultation. Why a free consultation? Well, look, everything that we do is highly personalized. So we want to make sure that we thoroughly understand what your challenges are, what your goals are, so that we can get you to your results as fast as humanly possible. And if at the end of the consultation we both feel that this is the perfect fit for you, well, then you'll be able to join the published researcher immediately. And if one of us feels that this isn't a good choice, well, then no worries either way. You'll still come out of the consultation with a clear understanding of the challenges and of your goals and a clear plan to get to those goals much faster. And as a bonus, if you book the free consultation right now while watching this video, I'll also send you a free copy of this research paper blueprint that we normally only share with our clients. Now, if you're curious to know more about the published researcher, let me take you on a deeper dive. First, our system for choosing high impact topics will guarantee that the research topics that you have are publishable in Q1 Scopus Index journals. It will also allow you to publish multiple papers every single year. You're also going to get access to my research paper systems, proven templates for all type of journal papers, which will make writing journal paper feel like cheating. The checklist that I will give you and the proofreading systems will also save you thousands of dollars on proofreading costs. They'll also ensure that there are as few mistakes as humanly possible in your submitted papers so that you can get raving reviews from the journals. We'll also show you how to choose the right journal for your paper and how to respond to reviewers' comments so that you can publish your paper in the shortest possible time, like these clients. And then our productivity systems will allow you to publish more while actually working less. You'll also tackle overwhelm and frustration because you'll be more focused so that you have more time to also devote to things that truly matter, such as friends, family, hobbies, or doing some more cool research. And we'll also show you how to use AI throughout the whole process, ethically. We'll walk you through carefully selected and proven research AI tools that will really turbocharge your writing, allow you to read text much faster, find better research gaps and better topics much faster as well, so that you can produce better research papers without plagiarism. Like many of our clients, you'll be completely blown away by these systems. So this is literally everything that you need in order to publish multiple papers every single year without rejections. But there's more. On top of these publishing systems, you'll also get ongoing expert guidance from my team. You'll be assigned with an experienced research paper or PhD coach who will support you along the way and answer your questions daily, keep you motivated, on track, and help you to plan and focus better so that you never get stuck and can write excellent research papers faster. And these are not some random writing coaches that I took off the street. We'll take Margarita Monge, for example. She did her PhD and postdoc in bioscience and engineering, and she published 10 papers in just 4 years in Q1 journals. And she got one of her papers on the cover of Biomacromolecules, a Q1 journal in her field. So our coaches will be there 5 days a week on calls so that you can get answers to your questions directly and speak to them, and also via messages too. Just imagine being able to speak to your supervisor every single day. How much better would your paper be right now? well, you probably would have submitted it and got it published already. And this is just what a few of our clients think about these coaching sessions. Not only that, but your coach will also give you expert in-depth feedback on the text that you're writing every single week. And you will get that feedback back within just 3 working days. So just in a few weeks, your paper will be ready and polished. This also means that the reviewers will give only minor revisions, if any at all, because we'll have picked up most of the mistakes before submitting your paper. And this is what just some of our clients think about the feedback that we've given them. On top of that, you will also be part of a community of other highly motivated PhD students and researchers. This will allow you to connect with other like-minded scientists, get invaluable insights, and stay motivated. And as a bonus, if you're still doing a PhD, you will get all the systems that allowed me to finish my PhD in just 3 years with 3 published papers. We'll take you by the hand and show you exactly how to write and structure every single chapter of your thesis and how to successfully submit it and defend it so that you can add that DR to your name, like many of our clients have. So the Published Researcher is a proven system to publishing 3 or more papers in Q1 journals every single year. It will literally save you years of trial and error and frustration, and you won't have to pay for expensive proofreading service. You'll publish more, work less, become an authority in your field, and make real impact with your research. So if you want to get these results, book a free one-to-one consultation with my team, and the link to do that is right below this video. We only take a very small number of clients each month to ensure that the work we do together is highly personalized. And we also want to make sure that this is the right fit for you. And if it isn't the right fit, we'll tell you. We honestly have no incentive to sell you anything, because if you don't get the results, we don't get paid. That's right, I forgot to mention that if you follow our systems, get feedback, come to the coaching sessions, and in the next 6 weeks you still do not have at least 8,000 words that are ready to go to be submitted to a journal, we'll not only refund any investment that you've made with us, but actually we'll work with you for free for the following 6 weeks until you get the results that you want. So schedule that free one-to-one consultation with my team, and let's get you started publishing papers in Q1 Scopus Index journals.